the Everything But Politics podcast.
Episode 163 is rocking and rolling. Great one today. We got an awesome dude joining us from New York. Been a fan of his content and his golf game for quite a while. James Nicholas. James, welcome to the show, brother. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys too. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we got a big day today.
Thanks for joining us.
A couple hours. You're heading out to Italy to your honeymoon. So congratulations to you and your bride. How long's that been planned?
Thank you. I actually planned it in the last week or two.
Nice.
It was dependent on how I played in the last couple weeks of the season. If I kept my card, if I had to go to Q school, whatnot. So thankfully I played nicely at the end of the year there. And now we get a little break, which is well deserved.
Well, congrats on your strong finish. And you know what? I feel like those spontaneous trips are always the best trips. When they're overly planned, they always kind of underwhelm. But given you're a week, 10 days in advance, you guys are going to have an amazing time.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. Well, James, it's been a big year for you, brother. Really excited to get into it, especially your week at the US Open, which I'm super pumped to learn more about. But I want to begin, James. You give our listeners a little background into who you are and your relationship with golf and how it began.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in kind of golf mecca in the world, right? The Metropolitan Golf Association, the Met section is known for courses like Winged Foot, Quaker Ridge, Westchester Country Club. Then you go on Long Island, you got Deepdale, Shinnecock, Maidstone, Friar's Head, National, Sabonic. The list kind of just goes on. And I grew up, my parents both loved the game, and they put a club in my hand at a young age, and I just kind of played for fun. I was first and foremost a hockey player, lacrosse player, and football player. And then, found my way into golf a little later in life. And I'd always had those skills that they taught me when I was young. So I was always pretty good. And yeah, I just, I had all the resources to get good at this game. And I'm blessed and thankful for those. And, fast forward 20 plus years, and now we're here playing golf on the Korn Ferry Tour. So it's been a great journey.
Wonderful. And James, from starting golf for simply the love of the game, obviously you still love it, but transforming into a more professional aspect and now making money, how does that emotion and pressure change from when you were simply just playing for the love and joy of it to now you're playing paycheck to paycheck?
Well, that's the thing is I'm not playing paycheck to paycheck. Like I don't necessarily play for the money, right? The money is great.
True.
Like you need to pay bills. You want to go on these trips. Like, well, my honeymoon, obviously I'm paying for it with money I made from golf, but those are just bonuses. For me, it's the feeling that you get when you're in contention, and that feeling when you get when you need to make something happen that you cannot mirror and you cannot, replicate anywhere else in life.
Yeah, well said.
So for me, it's chasing that feeling week to week. It's chasing the thrill of being in contention, chasing someone down or extending your lead, or, having to make a 10-footer in the last hole of the Friday to make the cut, at the US Open, or like these moments are what you kind of dream of when you grow up and you watch on TV and you idolize people who've done it before you. And then to put yourself in that situation, or to me now being in that situation week after week, it's just something that you can't really, like, money couldn't buy, right? If we were playing for no money at all, I would still be doing this.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we've talked about this in the show. I've played competitive golf in high school. So I played all 4 years in high school. So I know the juices you speak of, but not to the same extent, the same stakes as you. So let's go back to your junior golf days. When was the first time you felt that pressure, more so the thrill, right? The nerves and pressure are just kind of a byproduct. How old were you when you began playing in these competitive events?
Yeah, it's interesting because I played hockey at a very, very high level. My team was number 1 and 2 in the country every year since I was like 8 years old. I think we dropped to like 20th once, but again, we were one of the top teams. And I played with guys like Charlie McAvoy and Tage Thompson, Troy Terry, Noah Hannafin, against guys like Connor McDavid and Cal Burke, and the list goes on and on. So that level of hockey made golf feel like nothing when I was a kid. I didn't really get on the first tee and have these nerves because I played in front of 15,000 people at the Pepsi Center, at the Junior World Championships, and played in multiple national championships, and was playing in front of 30, 40 plus scouts weekend after weekend at age 10, 11, 12 years old. So that experience playing hockey growing up made golf a lot easier as a kid. It would be my fun sport. I would go to the course. I would go and play against guys like Cam Young and get beat 6-5 or 8-7. And these guys are way more advanced than I was. But that foundation that I built with these other sports of pressure, like performing under pressure, playing in front of crowds, playing for somebody else other than yourself. I know golf, you don't really do that, but these experiences that I had made me a much better golfer. And then once it was time to play in IJGTs, to kind of go back to your question, like when did I feel these nerves? I played my first really competitive schedule my junior year of high school because I was like, oh, maybe I'll play a bunch in the springtime when I'm off from football, off from hockey, and I'm not playing lacrosse anymore. So let's play some golf. And I won the first 3 tournaments I played in for the IJGT. And then the 4th event was at Hershey. It was on Mother's Day. I'll never forget it. We get there, and the commissioner of the league, or whatever his name was, the manager of the league, whatever it might have been, comes up to me and goes, "Hey, James, like, this is our 4th major. You've won our first 3 majors of the year. If you win the 4th major, like, it's never been done before, and you're now the player of the year." And I was like, okay, like, I didn't know these are majors. And I ended up going, I made an 80-footer, like literally 80-footer on the last hole to force a playoff, and then won the first playoff hole. And won my first 4 tournaments I've ever played in at like that high of a level. And then I started getting all these recruiting letters from colleges, mostly Ivy Leagues and lower end D1s, nothing too crazy because, kid coming from the Northeast typically doesn't, unless your name's Cameron Young or Brandon Wu or these other guys, carry this huge golf allure when you got kids coming out of Texas, Stanford, Texas and California and Florida. But that was the first time where I felt this pressure. It was like, okay, they told me I'll win player of the year. They told me this is the 4th major. It's never been done before. And I had a little, I was like, oh, this is the competitive juices are flowing. This is what I want to do. This is pretty cool. And then since that day, it's just sort of built and into what it is now.
Taking a quick break from the show here to let you know about Apollo Celine's newest You Can Become Anything track, out now on all platforms. Hey, you listen to this one and you just might win. Now back to the show. How old are you, James?
I'm 28. So that was about 2014, I think.
Okay, so that's like the beginning of Jordan Spieth's peak and him being on top. Dustin Johnson, Jason Day. Those were the guys around then. And Rory McIlroy, of course.
There's a lot of great golf going on. And again, I didn't watch golf. I watched hockey. I watched football. It wasn't like I didn't go on Sundays. I wasn't turning on the Golf Channel. I was turning on the Jets games and watching, them lose. And at that time, they were winning some games, but no.
That's I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been tough, but now it's evolved. Now on Sundays, I throw on the golf when I'm not playing or if I'm not playing, rather than the football. So it's just been this constant evolution of my sports career.
James, what's something that us who aren't involved in professional golf may not know when it comes to, let's say, financials, traveling, sponsorship deals? What are like some things that the listeners may not know?
Yeah, it's actually interesting to say that. I just filmed a YouTube video going over all of that because it depends on which background you want to come from. And, if you're coming from the golf background where you're trying to pursue this, you need to know how to get sponsors and what to do, how to set yourself up to be in the best, it's not mental state, but you need to set yourself up for success, right? You don't want to be thinking about the finances, like you said, to start the show, like paycheck to paycheck. If I'm, on the 15th hole thinking about paying rent this week and I need to make the cut, that's a whole different type of pressure. Yeah. So it's really different. In sense of like what people wouldn't know. If you have status on the Korn Ferry Tour, you should expect to pay between $100,000 and $150,000 for the year. It's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. People don't really know that or look into that. They think that, you just the tour pays for it or you get somebody cover it. But if you don't have any sponsors, that's all out of your pocket. For me, I try to set myself up on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, to have these platforms where I can wear logos, promise these people that sponsor me that they'll get X amount of views per month. And then it's a great deal for them and it's a great deal for me because I can wipe all my expenses clean for the year and know that any, paycheck I make is just purely profit. So that is one thing. And then you also have things like social media that allow you to get those sponsorships. And coming out of college, I talked a lot about what you can do if you're trying to pursue pro golf to get these sponsorships. And the first thing is going to the place that you grew up. There's always older guys who saw you grow up since you're a kid and they see how good you are now and that you're chasing it. They're going to want to give you, $5,000. So, hey, go play Q school. Go see what you can do. So paying for Q school for me is like the biggest thing coming out of college or turning pro that you need to cover. Then after that, if you get your card, you start earning a lot of money or have the potential to.
Was the reason that you started being more public on social media to grow that social media following for sponsorships in golf, or were you just doing it if in the beginning for another reason?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that I actually have a creative channel. It's
Okay.
purely like travel video, Jay Alvarez type-esque sort of videos where growing up, we go on family vacations and I would take my GoPro and my drone and film it and make these cool videos. And, this is when I was like
Nice.
13, 14, 15
Yeah.
and make skateboarding videos, make surfing videos. My mom grew up in Long Beach. So we've got, my uncle's a great surfer and she was a great surfer. So we love doing those action sports type of videos. And then once I turned pro, or actually in college, I started the James Nicklaus golf account and I was like, well, now golf is taking up all of my time. I don't have time to travel and go on these cool vacations and film this stuff and do this. So I'm like, okay, let me take my artistic passion
Yep.
and pour it into golf and start making these videos, right? And at first it was more aesthetic, like really cool swing videos in full foliage and making it look really nice. And then it slowly evolved into the journey to the PGA Tour, from college to where I am now, and then hopefully to PGA Tour and world number one. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And over that time, I started realizing, wow, I've got these brands reaching out to me. Like Callaway wanted to work with me to do a shoot for them. Titleist is now reaching out. Now it's like Protivity and Icon and these different sponsors that I have, and they're willing to pay a lot more because I can promise them, like across my platforms, I'm getting around 6 million views per month, which
Nice.
is, if I can promise somebody 6 million eyeballs on their logo, they're going to pay a lot different than if you just say, hey, if I get TV time on the Korn Ferry Tour and they film like one event per month, you can maybe get 50,000 people watching it
Yeah.
if
big
you play
difference.
well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is a
Well said.
guarantee baseline, right? And there's always upside after that, like on top of that.
Yeah,
What-
I love it.
well, James, outside of you being able to promise a given amount of eyeballs and these brands reaching out to you, are you doing anything sales-esque in terms of you cold emailing, you reaching out to these companies yourself, or is the outbound 100% coming your way and not the other way around?
Right now, it's mostly just people reaching out to me, which has been great. At first, I would just email a bunch of people. Now you got ChatGPT, so I feel like it's so easy to do. But back then, it's only like 6 years ago, but you didn't have that. So you'd be writing specific emails to everybody, just like when you write sponsors invite letters. You got to write it to every single sponsor director, tournament director. But now I have an agent, Rob Muji, and Zayd Adelson at the family, and they do all of that outbound research. All the inbound stuff that I get, I'll just kind of forward it to them, so they can take care of it.
Yeah.
That way I can focus on golf and trying to be the best player that I can be.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's such a luxury to have people in your corner that want you to win. So
It's amazing. And that's why, all my sponsors, it's like, yeah, they pay me and they get a little bit of a return by like seeing their logo out there, but they're sponsoring me to help me, right? They don't have to do this stuff. And that's what I'm really grateful for. I'm building a team, like my coaches and my agent and my sponsors, and kind of creating this community of people that are surrounding me to help me grow. Because these other sports that I played, hockey and football, you have that with your teammates. You already have 20, 30, 40 guys that are in your corner no matter what, because they're in the same boat. But with golf, it's you. You got your caddy out there too, but he's getting paid no matter what. And it's all on you. If you have success, it's on you. If you have failure, it's on you. So creating people around you to help you is really special.
Does in most cases the caddy get paid no matter what, even if you don't
Always.
make the cut?
No, always. He's not coming to work if he's not going to get paid. Yeah, he gets paid a base salary, and then on top of that, a percentage.
Got it. You know what, James? I want to jump back into the Korn Ferry season, right?
Yeah.
How many events in 52 weeks?
26 weeks.
20, so half the
So
year. So with that, your schedule it's almost January 1st. Your schedule is built out for the whole year, essentially, correct?
Yeah, well, there's a couple weeks where like the U.S. Open,
Yeah.
you got to qualify for. So you leave that week open and hoping to qualify for. Get a couple other events where you play here and there, maybe some sponsor days. But November 1st when the schedule comes out.
Oh, that's very okay. When this comes out, we will have your schedule. So I
Exactly.
would imagine, James, in the last couple of years, you've become extremely efficient at budgeting.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And those are the videos I've been posting on Instagram that everybody seems to like. So it's been great, and you need to. You can't just throw away your money, and you
Totally.
also want to know what you can spend at the end of the year to, enjoy some time or buy a house or budget for this or that. And I just got married. So yeah, there's a lot of expenses that come with life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. You're at a very exciting stage. So let's talk about a typical Korn Ferry week. Let's say we're in French Lick, Indiana, our home state, because I know they just
Yep.
played there. So travel expenses, hotel, lodging, food. Do you rent a car most weeks?
Every week.
Every week. So rent a car, food, lodging, airfare. And what other expenses am I missing?
Yeah. So you got to get there, airfare.
Yeah.
Then you get the hotel. I usually stay in Airbnbs because I like to cook. My wife and I love eating healthy and
Yep.
clean. Then you got your rental car. You got your caddy base fee. That's $1,500 a week. So that's pretty steep one. Um, you've got groceries, which we always shop at like a Whole Foods or Sprouts, which is pretty expensive. But again, we like to like I don't drink, I don't eat fried food. I've got a long list of things that I don't do. So when we shop, it's purely organic, non-GM.
Yep.
It's all the bougie stuff that us New Yorkers like to do, and that's just kind of what I've stuck to and makes me feel and play my best. So
Good.
yeah, that really typically is it. There are the miscellaneous fees of like going to a sauna cold plunge area to get some recovery in, or maybe going and getting some. I mean, we have physios, we have a gym, but there are some weeks where there's no gym. So maybe you go get a gym membership for a week. But again, those are sort of the base wins you got covered.
Well, and with the Korn Ferry Tour, it's a little different, right? You're not in the big cities. You're kind of on the outskirts and like some smaller rural areas. So you've probably seen a lot of these United States the last couple of years.
Yeah, have you guys been to French Lick? I know you're from Indiana.
Yeah,
Have you been
3
to French Lick?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
just
lovely.
a golf and a casino, and that's about it there. You
Yeah.
got Moo Moo Steakhouse, but other than that, there's not many options.
That,
No,
so-
it's in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, it's nice when you're out there, but like you said, you really are like if you're not I went to Sand Valley in August, and that's a similar concept is once you're out there, like you're out there. They have the
That's
amazing
it.
golf, but there's not much else to do.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the smaller cities in the U.S. Last year, I played in the DP World Tour, and we saw like Amsterdam and Copenhagen, Aarhus. We went to Munich, Zurich,
Mm.
Switzerland, the Swiss Alps, like I went to Royal County Down, and then back on the Corn Ferry Tour this year, you're going to like Springfield. Nothing against these cities, right? But just Springfield, Illinois, and Missouri,
Yeah.
Wichita, Kansas, just a little bit smaller, lesser known cities. They all have their charm, but let's just say,
Yeah, I understand.
Amsterdam and these other places were a little bit more fun.
Well,
more
I
enjoyable.
so when you compare the two, not that you would be overly Mr. Tourist in Springfield, Illinois, but when you're in Amsterdam or Munich or any of these places, the Alps, you're there on business. Do you get to be an explorer? What is that for you?
Yeah, well, with the Airbnbs, we try to make every week like home. Whether we're in, Illinois, wherever we are, we try to make that week like home. We were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got an Airbnb on a farm, get our groceries, we settle into the house, we cook, we kind of act as if we were at home. And we walk around. We're not going to go maybe into downtown to go to a show, but we'll go downtown to get dinner and walk around and just sort of not put down roots because we're not, they're not that deep, but at least making it feel like it's our home base for the week. So when we're in Amsterdam, we're staying in an apartment in Amsterdam, walking down the street, grabbing a pastry at the local shop, just trying to, immerse ourselves in the culture of that week. So we do a good job of actually enjoying the space, but we're not like tourists going to these things because golf comes first. It's more so just doing normal life activities in this new cool place.
Now, James, being in New York, it's starting to get a little cold. What is like the training and practice looking like in the winter? Do you travel to go to warmer areas? Is it all indoors? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm based in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm up in New
Okay.
York. This is where I
Yeah.
grew up.
Yep.
So once this is probably my last trip up north for the year. Then I'll be
Yeah.
based back down in Jupiter. But like you said, yeah, it's too cold. As a kid, it was a lot of hockey this time of year.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
put the clubs away, didn't touch them. I would have that weird itch, not the weird itch, but I'd have that itch every couple of weeks where I'd go and hit balls into a net and then get my fix and I was done. But that's the beauty of having or being from New York is that you have this forced off season and you don't really get burnt out.
Yep. I
We
feel
used
you.
to
A
play
lot of kids get burnt out.
we used to play hockey
But
too. Hockey's a great sport, and
yeah,
you get like it just naturally. Hockey produces athletes, right? So I'm sure that enhanced your golf abilities.
100%. I mean, there's so many guys that I've seen over the years that from my hockey days that are, dude, I would kill to be grinding on the Korn Ferry tour. I'm like, dude, you're the fourth leading scorer in the NHL. Again, I'm not going to name names here, but there's a lot of guys who we've played and they're just like, why do you love golf so much now? When I was pursuing this in college, it was like, oh, golf's like a weird sport. It's whatever. But now everybody, all my friends, everybody's like, dude, I wish I was playing golf. I wish. And it's such a great game because you can play it for life.
Yeah,
Yep.
I used to I played high school golf, so I kind of got that stigma when I liked to golf over baseball because baseball is
Yeah,
like the thing here, baseball, basketball, football. And dude, best decision ever. Because then 2020 came and COVID happened, and now everyone that played baseball, basketball, or football is playing golf.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. COVID totally brought everyone to golf for better or for worse, right? You go on a Saturday at a public course and it's just packed.
Hmm.
Totally packed. Well, James, so let's talk about now that special week in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania earlier this year, Oakmont. What you had the first pitch of the Pirates game, you made the cut. I mean, just a totally surreal week. But let's start at that beginning of that journey with the qualifier. Can you walk us through what that was and what you felt that day?
Yeah, well, it started back in May because I had to play local qualifying. For those that are not familiar with U.S. Open qualifying, there's two different dates of qualifying. It's local, then sectionals. First, you got to get through locals. If you're not in the top 500 in the world, or if you haven't, made the cut in the U.S. Open or made the cut in the PGA Tour event, you have to play locals. So I went to Noyak Golf Club in the Hamptons to play local qualifying. I actually shot the course record, or tied the course record in
Nice.
local qualifying to get through, and then earned my spot into sectional qualifying. And this is something that I've played 10 plus times over my career. I mean, in the last 10, 11 years. And it's been a date on my calendar I've circled every single year. Playing Sunday, Father's Day at the US Open has been something that I've dreamed of. Watch it with your dad growing up every single year.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's gonna be cool one day if I can be playing and you're watching me on Father's Day. I'm like tearing up thinking about it. But that day during the qualifier, it started off as my wife she was watching me snap hook my first tee shot into a tree, chop it out, hit it to 4 feet, make birdie. Next hole, slice it into a tree, hack it out, hit it to 4 feet, make par. Next hole, way right into the bushes, dribble it out, like 150, hit like this burning cut on the green to like a foot, tap it in for par. And the next hole, hit it to a foot, made birdie. And I'm like, what is happening? And then after that, I settled in and I played some, fairway green, two
Yeah.
putt, a lot of birdies, a lot of pars, played some great golf. And I didn't look at the leaderboard. And that second 36, that second 18, it's a 36 hole qualifier. And I'll never forget looking over and every hole, it felt like a new, like a new member of my family or a new friend had shown up. And I would just I'd play him back. Oh, there's my brother Brian. Like, nice. Like, oh, there's my mom. Nice. And it just felt like everybody came out to support me. And I had a couple shot lead at the time. And I hit that tee shot on 18, like give it the biggest club twirl, like walk down the fairway. And there's a sick picture where they have like 150, 200 people walking behind me. And I'm walking out ahead, like just like charging down the fairway. Obviously walking towards my first start in a major championship. And when I finished, I looked over at my wife because I made bogey in last hole, and I was like, "Is that enough?" And she looks at me and goes, "Yeah, you won the qualifier. You're good." And I was like,
Wow.
that's so cool." So those emotions, I mean, something I'll never forget, right? And then you do your interviews, you celebrate a little bit, and then you realize you got to go play the hardest golf course in the world in the U.S. Open. So it definitely hits you really quickly.
That-
That's
That's
amazing.
the day they refer to as the longest day in golf. Yeah.
Exactly.
You felt that?
It's a long day, especially when you're in contention. If you don't play very well on the first day, it's kind of like, ah, whatever, I'm done. But when you're playing well, you just keep going.
So what were your 2 scores in 36 holes?
I think it's like 67, 68 or something like that.
And this was in May, you said?
Yeah, well, so May was the local qualifier. I shot
Sectionals.
63 or 2.
Okay.
And then the sectionals was in June like 3rd. And then I shot like 68, 67.
So when you put your head to your pillow that night, what's going through your head?
Oh no, I was on a plane.
You were right.
I literally flew out to the next event. Like I literally went so on Sunday night I finished 19th in or 20th or something like that in South Carolina, took a flight at 7 p.m., landed at 10 p.m. in Newark, got to my hotel midnight, woke up at 6 a.m. to play the 36 holes, got through, went to the airport, flew out. I think I went to Wichita for my next Korn Ferry event. So I literally was in for 15 hours.
Wow.
Wait, quick sidebar. With all these not big cities, do you take a lot of layover flights?
Yeah, I tried not to. But so when I go to like New York, you can go like direct anywhere, which is great.
Yeah.
That's why I come to New York during the summers, during off weeks to see my family, and also with that added perk of being able to kind of fly anywhere in the world direct. You know, you got Newark, JFK, and LaGuardia. So between the 3 of them, you can kind of get anywhere. But if you're flying out of like, Springfield to there, like, when you're week to week, I'll typically fly to the nearest big city and then drive 3 or 4 hours because I'd rather just drive and take one flight than risk losing my clubs or having something happen.
On the hunt for legendary wings, Buffalo's in Bloomington, Indiana, and Carmel, Indiana has you covered. Crowned top 10 wings in the nation by USA Today, our wings are a fan favorite. Dip into Mrs. Louie's famous sweet Q sauce for that sweet and tangy kick. Visit Buffalo's and wing it like a pro.
Now, let's go back to the U.S. Open now. 2 weeks after the qualifier, you make the cut. Like Merrick mentioned, you throw out the first pitch. How was that weekend? Walk us through that experience.
Yeah, so I showed up on Sunday and walked the course with my wife and my caddy and just took it all in. Nobody was on site yet. It was just me, golf club, walking the course, just soaking it in, seeing where the grandstands were, imagining what it's going to be like.
Sure.
And that was one of the coolest days of my life, just walking with her and my caddy and just really taking it in. Like, we're playing the US Open. Hopefully this is a norm for me going forward, but
Yep.
this is the first time. I'm never going to have like a first time at the US Open again. And it was really special. And then that night, the USGA called me like, hey, we'd love for you to throw out the first pitch. And I was like, hey guys, this is James Nicholas. Do you have the right number? I'm ranked like 450th in the world. I think you got about 120 players that are ranked higher than me. You sure? And they're like, you'd be perfect with the social medias. I'm like, I would love to. It's been a dream come true. As a kid, when you go to ball games, you're always like, that person must be really cool because they're throwing out the first pitch. And it was really humbling and it was really special. It was really cool.
You throw a strike?
I threw a strike. I used to pitch growing up, so I was just like, yeah, don't throw in the dirt.
So awesome.
Also, the mascot that I was throwing to, his glove was like the size of the strike zone. So it was, if I didn't hit it, it would have been tough.
So
pretty good framing.
That's awesome. Well, I remember seeing that on social media. I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool. Throwing out the first pitch to any game is like pretty bucket list type stuff. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So that Sunday you walked through the course with your wife and your caddy. What were your first? What were you seeing out there outside of the thick rough? Like, what were some things you guys were discussing in terms of your game plan?
It was mostly the thick rough, to be honest. Like, we drop a ball and be like, okay, we got to hit the fairways. I don't care how far we hit it. If we don't hit it in the fairways, we're going to have a long, long week. And we rolled some putts on the greens. We took a little, some notes on where the slopes are, where I'd rather be in relation to certain pins, left side of the fairway, right side of the fairway. Some fairway bunkers were okay. Some were not okay. I'm just trying to sort of get a general layout of how the course is going to play. That way, when I played a practice round, it wasn't brand new, and I can actually have a plan of what I was trying to do and a little bit more familiar with the turf and just the conditions. And then Monday rolls around, played a practice round with DJ. That was really cool. He won the U.S. Open the last time they had played at Oakmont. and it was fun. He's a great guy, really talented golfer. That was cool. Played with God, who else did I play with? Couple college kids like Jackson Buchanan, and I forget the other kids' names, but just a lot of really talented guys, and it was really fun. I played with this other, and I always forget his name, and I don't know why. He's won a million times on tour, and this is really bad. He also won the U.S. Open. Oh, he's a major champion as well.
Gary,
What decade?
No,
2010s?
he broomsticks it with a lab putter, doesn't wear a glove, Southern guy. And this is God, what's his name?
Southern guy, lab putter.
This is bad.
When
I'm like
did he
having a
win the US
senior-
Open? 2010s?
Yeah, around there. I'm having a senior moment here at age 28. This isn't good.
Lucas Glover?
Yeah, Lucas Glover. I
There you go.
always forget. I'm like, it's so to be like, and I don't know why I didn't remember his name, because Lucas was like the kindest, most respectful, professional that I've ever come across. He was playing. It was me, two kids, and Lucas Glover, and he was just so awesome with us. Like, gave us the time of day, spoke to us, gave us advice, did everything under the sun to make us feel like we belong there and deserve to be there and we're welcomed. Where you get a couple other guys who, give you the cold shoulder or aren't as welcoming, but it's really special when guys like that do that, because it just makes you feel more welcome and it makes you feel like you belong.
Awesome.
And honestly makes you play better because you feel like you deserve to be there.
Were there
Yeah.
any pointers or tidbits that Lucas Glover or DJ gave you that maybe kind of stuck in your head throughout the first 2 days, and then ultimately to make the cut?
I asked DJ, I was like, what's the most important thing to do? And he honestly, like, I said, what did you do well when you won here? And he goes, I just hit it really good. Like, I mean, DJ, like he drove the ball awesome when he won that tournament. He hit his eye, like he did. Like, it's as simple as it needed to be. He's not going to tell me something that's not true. It's like, it's not, oh, you got to hit fades, and he hit the ball really, really well. Obviously he putted well and chipped it well, but he hit it really well. And that was something that I did a lot of work on, a lot of my driving, because hitting the fairway was the most important thing of this tournament.
That's so cool.
Lucas was a little bit different. He just pumped me and the other guys that I play with up. He's like, you guys are good enough to be out here. You guys are good enough to win this thing. Like, he kind of gave us the confidence that we needed to go out and perform.
That's
Versus,
sick.
I've never heard another pro talk like that. He's been a big advocate of guys, not reducing cards, not reducing fields. He's been the guy. So to see that in a personal setting as well, and have him be that support system for the guys that aren't at the PGA Tour level or aren't at his level, was really special. And it's a big kudos to him for doing that.
Yeah, he's definitely been
Really.
that guy. I've been seeing that. So yeah, that's awesome. You had that experience. But so Thursday round, kind of, getting the rust
Yeah,
off.
no. So
yeah.
now we've threw out the pitch on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and now we've got round one of the U.S. Open. You got all these distractions. You're throwing the first pitch. You're playing practice rounds. You got your friends and family out there. You get 2 passes for people to walk inside the ropes with you for your practice rounds. So every day I had 2 different people. I had my brothers, my dad, my mom, my wife. And that was the coolest thing ever. Like, walking down 18 at Oakmont with my brothers, like, side by side. We stopped in the middle of fairways. I said, guys, look where we are. Look what we're doing right now. I've got 2 brothers and my dad, and we've 4 boys in the family.
Perfect
We
voice.
play tons of golf. Exactly. And I just was like, look at this. Like, we're playing at the US. And I said, this is
Yeah.
like, our journey has like all been together. We're playing the US Open this week. How cool is this? And my brother took out his camera and got some really cool photos. But fast forward to Thursday, it's now all gratitude. I've done my preparation. I'm happy to be here, but I'm also going to try to perform my best. And I played so well. Played so well. I hit it really well, just like DJ said to do. I feel like after every tee shot, I would just not look at the ball and pick up my tee and walk on. And I finished the round, looked over to my left, and I saw like all the TV cameras on my family, all the TV cameras on me. I'm like, what's going on? I shot 1 under. Like, I felt like I played really well, but I didn't feel like I played crazy well. And because I wasn't looking at the leaderboard. And, I finished, I walk over, give them hugs, and the cameras are like following us like crazy. I'm like, what's going on? And then we get a little NBC person come up to me and was like, "Hey, we need you for a live interview right now. Come to this, this place." So I walk on over, sit there, and I see the camera, then I see the TV right in front of me, and it's me live. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm on a live interview. I've never done a live interview before. This is crazy." And I see the leaderboard, and I'm in sixth place, and I'm like, "Oh, wow, this is cool. I'm in sixth place at the U.S. Open." And then the first question that she asked me, or not question, but she goes, "How does it feel?" Question. How does it feel to have beaten all of the top 10 players in the world today? And I said, didn't know that, but that's pretty good.
Pretty
So
good.
it was, it was just a surreal experience. One of those days where everything went right. I played really well. It proved to myself that I can do this. If I throw 4 rounds like that in a row, I win the golf tournament. And that's something that I'm working to do, right? The talent's in me.
Sure.
I just need
Yeah.
to refine it. I need to get it more consistent. I need to be a little bit better, when I need to be, because round 2, that night was pretty gnarly. I'm like thinking about winning the golf tournament now. I'm thinking about all these things that I shouldn't be thinking about, getting ahead of myself. And I wake up in the morning for 8:00 tee time, and I double my first hole, make quad on my 5th hole, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, "Oh my, I'm 8 over through 6. What is going on?" And it didn't really feel like I was playing badly. It just happened. I got Oakmont did.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but James, you
um,
also bounced back and made 4
well,
birdies in your last 6 holes to make the cut.
yeah.
So how
That's
when you
what I'm about to get to. It's like,
that's rewarding.
yeah, no, go. Yeah, but I 3-putt the 9th hole, and then I look at my friends and family who are right there on the 10 to me. I go, well, might as well send it now. Like, let's go. This is make it or break it. And that's sort of what I've been known for in my career is I never give up. Even if I'm shooting 93, hopefully I'm not, but I'm going to fight for those last couple of shots no matter what it is, because that's what I learned in hockey and football and these other team sports is, you got to fight for somebody else. And I got family out there watching. I got friends. I got people. I got all these coaches put time into me. And if I can't do it for myself, like do it for them. So battled, made some birdies come down the stretch. 3 in a row actually.
Yep.
On 12, 13, 14, which was electric. They got the video of the third birdie in a row, and I was going like this, and my friends and family were going absolutely nuts. You can hear them on the live broadcast going like berserk. And then I ended up birding 17 as well to make the cut on the number, and then punch my ticket to the weekend of the U.S. Open.
And when you were in the clubhouse, were you aware or if you made the cut or not, or were you just on eggshells wondering if I made it?
I thought I missed it. I missed a putt on 18, and I really thought I missed it. I kind of gave him a little putter flip, and I was like,
Yeah.
gosh dang, like you dream about this moment and you missed that putt. And then we all went back to the house. We got an Airbnb. Had about 20 friends and family sitting on the couch watching the coverage, and we just slowly see the cut line shift, like
Moving.
slowly. And they're all like rooting for bogeys. I mean, I'm shamelessly, I'll admit it, like rooting for bogeys. Like, I think I'm not going to name names, but there was a couple players who are big time players who made a couple bogeys there at the end to push the cut. And I never see my friends like root so hard against somebody.
That's
and I'm sitting there like,
so funny.
I would like to play the weekend, but I'm not going to wish badly about on anyone. But it ended up working out in my favor, and there was a long, but 6-7 hours of me watching golf after I finished.
So what was that?
That's
Once you knew you had made the cut, what was the next reshaping of your mindset?
So I gave my wife a big hug, and we all celebrated for about 30 minutes. And then I was like, well, guys, I'd love to do this all night, but I've got a tee time at 8 a.m. today,
Yeah.
so I've got to go.
Who did you play with on the weekend?
I played with Laurie Cantor on Saturday and Brian Harmon on Sunday.
So you got
There you go.
what are some things like when you look back now in the last quarter here of 2025, when you look back at that week, what were some of the biggest takeaways that you said, like, I can do this? I'm here against the very best in the entire world.
That's exactly the takeaway. I can do this. I can be one of the best players in the world. My game's good enough. I've got the right support system, got the right sponsors. I got the right resources. I play golf at Old Palm and Floridian down in Florida. It's like I have everything that I need to perform, and I believe that I have the talent to do it. So
That's awesome. Well, James, I just want to list off a couple names that you beat at Oakmont this year. Ludwig Oberg, Wyndham Clark, Patrick Cantlay, Phil Mickelson, Cam Smith, Tommy Fleetwood, Minwoo Lee, Bryson DeChambeau, Dustin Johnson, and many, many others. So how does that feel to hear that?
I didn't recognize a few of those names. So I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing. Like I'm a fan of golf. I'm a fan of the game. I looked at the leaderboard too, and it's like, oh, who did I beat? Who did I beat?
Yeah.
I'm not like a pro golfer who's gonna sit here and be like, I'm better than these guys. Like they've obviously proven that they are way better than me. But I'm going to be better than them. I'm
Yep.
trying to be better than them. It might not be right now, but my goal is to be sitting here being like, oh yeah, of course I beat them. Like that's as expected. I'm better than them. But
Yep.
to have done that week was special. Those are major champions. Those are legends of the game. Those are guys who have proven it. Even Ludwig, like he's younger than me, but I would take his career in a heartbeat. Like he's an incredible talent, right? So all these guys have done so well, and I'm just hoping that one day I can look back and be like, I hope that somebody would be proud to beat me, right?
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
Awesome, dude.
James, I love the energy and mindset as well. I mean, you look at someone like Scotty Scheffler who didn't win a tournament. 6 weeks later, he had 4 or 5. So, yeah, we believe in you and hope to see you in the Ryder Cup in 2 years. You never know.
Yeah, let's go. I was hoping to be
Yeah.
here, Bethpage. This was more of an at-home event for me, but it's all right. We'll settle for the next one.
In Ireland.
Yes, sir.
Well, James, so I want to conclude with the rapid fire, but before that, let's talk about some of your goals for 2026. What are some things that you have not only written down, but in the back of your mind that you really want to accomplish?
Yeah, it's getting a win in the Korn Ferry Tour and getting my PGA Tour card, and those are my goals. And that's plain and simple. Focus on those two, and then we'll see where that leads me.
How about personally?
Love it.
Personally, I have financial goals. I have personal goals like fitness, wellness. But I just got married, and I really want to just establish a really good base with my wife, and get on a really good routine with her, and set our roots down in Florida. Maybe get a home and just enjoy life. Right? There's no real goals in terms of like personal growth other than with her and trying to create this unit together that we can build on for the future.
Beautiful.
Love that.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, let's finish this off with a little rapid fire. I think I got some fun ones here. So let's get going. Your highest high on a golf course?
That's the US Open round 1.
Round 1. Okay. Now, on the contrary, lowest low on the golf course?
Man, I think it was last year in Korea when I just missed the cut in my last event in the DP World Tour season to lose my card.
Oh, that's gotta sting. Favorite golf course in the world?
Pebble Beach.
Hardest golf course in the world?
I mean, I played the US Open at Oakmont.
Definitely takes the cake. What's your lowest round ever?
11 under.
Where's that at?
It is at his Valencia in Jacksonville, and it was during a Monday qualifier.
What's that? Is that a 61?
Yeah.
Course record?
Yep.
To follow that up, how many course records do you hold?
I think currently 8.
Wow.
8, dude. That is fucking great.
I was actually trying to count it the other day, but who knows? Somebody might have beaten it. I don't know, but I have gotten 8 course records.
How many hole in ones do you have?
9.
Wow.
Man. What's the longest one?
220, around 225 when I was in college playing the South Beach Amateur.
What's the most memorable one?
The most memorable one, I was filming a video for my high school golf coach because he said, hey, I needed some tips on my swing. I was like, hey, this is what you got to do. And then I hit it and I made a hole in one in that video and sent it to him and he was laughing hysterically.
Was that your first one?
That wasn't my first one, but it was one of my first couple.
That's so cool. Outside of Tiger, who was your role model growing up in golf?
I didn't really have one in golf other than my grandfather and my dad. I looked up to them. Like they played all these local tournaments and club championships and stuff. I didn't really have like a golf hero. It was more hockey.
Mm-hmm. What is the most clutch shot of your career to this point?
Wow. That's a huge question. Last year at Q School, I made a 60-footer on my third to last hole and ended up getting my car by 1. and wouldn't have had this season if I didn't make that. So that would be one of my clutchest shouts of my
Awesome.
career.
Last one. I think this is the most difficult one, James. 10 PGA Tour wins or 1 major?
Yeah, it's a hard one because, I mean, 10 versus 1 is always you go with the 10, but a major championship is a major championship, and that's a career definer. So we'll go with the major.
I like that. Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
James, wishing you and your bride nothing but the best in Italy. That's going to be an amazing trip. Look forward to
Thank you.
following along on Instagram. For those listening, want to keep up with you, your content, and your golf career, what's the best way to do that?
Honestly, just follow me on socials. Got James Nicholas Golf on Instagram and TikTok, and then my YouTube channel has been, one of the biggest hits of this year. So go check it out and appreciate all the support.
James, keep working hard. Great to meet you and look forward to doing this again down the road.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
All the
James.
best. Appreciate it.